that this is not just what we've been doing, but another element that's taking place at the same time. That is this element. The way that the TV station had asked me to present this show as a half-hour, 24-minute show is in 3 segments of approximately 8 minutes each, and we'll include the rap as part of it. So I'm going to be watching the clock, and as it gets close to about 7 minutes for each section, I'm going to say, good, and now we're going to go on to the next section. So the first section is the description of your challenge. The second section, which we may start in that first section, is the moving through the challenge, and then we may go through another wave of that, another level of that, and the feedback, and then the part that's the application from you. So I've done this enough times. I think I can do this without thinking about it. This is a bit of a test for me too, and let's see how authentic we get. My only concern, to be totally transparent, is that I'm going to be in my performing persona rather than my authentic persona to get this done. And I want to say that to get it out of the way, so that I don't want that to happen. I want to be so totally present for you that you get even more support when with all of us engaged together. So can we share that intention, all of us? Beautiful. All right, so when you're ready, yes. Come on up, our next person. Today we have the honor and the opportunity to work with, your name's Nicola,
yeah.
And I understand from meeting you before the show that you both an accomplished speaker, chiropractor, you have a successful business, and yet on one hand it's one thing and on the other hand it's something else. Please let us know what it is that on the one hand this and on the other hand that you were telling me earlier.
So I love speaking, I love being in front of people and entertaining them, seeing them laugh. And so on one hand I want to be as engaging as I possibly can, and that really involves me bringing out all the stops and moving around the stage, using those pauses that we've talked about, really getting into the emotion and the energy of it. And on the other hand, I really want to be real. And I really want to be able to tune in with all of this that's inside me and all of this that's inside everybody else. And I feel like we're all connected, and it's like this fabric of the universe where we're all part of that. And that if I hold any part of myself back, it's like twisting or torsioning the fabric, and that torsions the fabric of others. And so who am I to hold something back and hold someone else who's part of my fabric back? So that's where I've had this duality, where I really want to be as engaging and as enthusiastic and as excited and as joyful as I know that I can be, but I also want to be fucking real.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's demonstrate a double extreme between the side that you have more energy at first to be out there, it's like your outer persona, and then when I go like this, you say switch, let's see you in the same situation, feel what it's like with all the challenges of being real. Now you be communicating to a group or a single person or what, so we can have it clear who it is you're talking to, so we can have that part be the part that doesn't change.
It's really audiences, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So this is an audience, you
Yeah.
are an audience, and so just letting yourself be as fun as you like, sometimes wild and funny at the same time. Do you have any problem with being outrageous?
No, I think the more outrageous, like, the more comfortable
I was hoping
am.
you'd say that. So I happen to have with me my very own Jester's hat that I've worn for decades. That has gone through a lot of performances. Please put on my Jester's hat. And
oh my goodness.
this is a chance for you to be as silly. It actually looks good on
Why
you.
did I say yes to that? Can I have it like that?
So just let her rip for only about 20 seconds to a minute, having more fun than you've ever had in your life up to now. Audience is ready. Go!
I don't know if I can bring that, but what I really, really, really am excited to tell everybody is that you just have to get into yourself, and it really doesn't matter how fucking hard it is. The thing is, when you're really passionate about something, all you have to do is bring it out. And it doesn't matter if you end up like lying on the floor and totally like owning it from there. When you really own something, people can feel it on the inside.
Stop. And now come on into this side without the hat. And here, just being real, what is it here? Because you shared this with me earlier. That's challenging for you because you were talking about being real here in an outrageous way.
Yeah.
Now let's see where the challenge is about being real, speaking to the same audience, but from a place of where you actually have been feeling pulled back. Let's see what happens here. Go.
When you have that excitement, you can be out here and you can kind of distract people with things over here and things over here. And you can wiggle out of it. You don't have to feel it. And so, if I really want to feel it, then that's where the words go.
And this is good because in this place where the words go, the gestures take over. The gesture, the shaking, the tears coming out is such a powerful statement. If the words could speak that matches the sensations in your shaking, in the eyes right now, in the gesture, what would we say if it could be put into words? It matches the feeling that you're having in the shaking and the tearing. If tears could speak, they would say, "You're so brave. You're so brave." Yeah. Yeah. This is good. This is good.
This is what love is like.
You couldn't share more deeply and authentically and vulnerably than this. From where you are, I'd like if you could to lead us in a bit of an exercise, just where you are. Simply saying these words out loud, and we're going to say the same to her in return, saying these words after me. My vulnerability is my strength.
Sometimes it doesn't feel like that.
I know, but right now we're not. Whether it feels like that or not, the part of this exercise is important. This is the acting as though. We pay performers huge sums of money to act out the emotions that a lot of us are terrified. Here you are, sharing with richness and depth and authenticity the depths of your feeling. And so, if you could say it as though you meant it, my vulnerability is my strength. Let's hear how that sounds and what it looks like.
My vulnerability is my strength.
Send it back to her in return.
Your vulnerability is your strength.
Sharing my caring is my strength.
Sharing my caring is my strength.
Sharing your caring is your strength.
My tenderness is my strength.
My tenderness is my strength.
Your tenderness is your strength.
My heartfelt humanity is my development strength.
The heart of humanity is what I tune into. And I have to go all the way out. And anything less than that isn't enough. And that's where I'm developing my strength.
Just take a deep breath in. And what I'd like to do in just a moment now, it's just, you've been sharing so much, is to stand here and receive from us what we have saw and felt and heard, because you just opened up this whole room to the depth of places that many of us would never get to. You've done that. You've shown us the courage. So, in just a moment, take a deep breath, everyone, just to feel what's just been shown and revealed to you. and now simply standing here in front of us all and receiving from us. How this has touched you, your own world, in some way that was challenging for you, that was easy for you, yet in moving to that challenge, something really beautiful happened. And from this place of simple feeling, let's receive. How do you receive people's comments? Speaking up and coming to stand if you're able to be seen, that would be great. Thank you.
You wanted to be in control as a performer, and over here you opened yourself up to channel everything that was possible without knowing where it would go, and that scared you, but you finally understood that that was actually what your power was.
How beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. Keep proceeding. Come up, yes, as you have a comment. Take your time. You need to hear this. This is really what's the doctor ordered.
Yeah, when you were performing, I was admiring that because that's something which I struggle with. You were mesmerising. But when you stepped into your vulnerability, that really touched me. And it's like I felt I saw your soul, and I feel really safe because I see a beautiful soul. No, just love.
You showed me and demonstrated what vulnerability is, and what I got was vulnerability is being fearless in spite of being fearful at the same time. And when you were vulnerable, you allowed me to be vulnerable, seeing with my own stuff. So I could not help but receive you and your message and your love and your grace.
Thank you.
So when you were performing, there was like a great admiration there, and engagement, and it's funny, and I thought it was joyful. And I love your charisma. However, when you're on this side, there are so many talented people that can do. There's not that many people that can actually open their heart so wide and truly be seen. And so when you see that, it's like a bolt you hear, and that's just true, and it engages you on a much more deeper listen for sure. Would you mind me to see it? It's a gift. So yeah.
Thank you.
Who else? What else? Please come up.
What I received from you was the moment after you'd finished being vulnerable and letting it all out. That playful, childish giggle that you feel when you do release these things, and that for me is a reminder of what happiness is, and being vulnerable is a way to get it. So thank you.
You're welcome.
You're getting to like that side now, aren't you? You're getting so much